is Chantra Powell, your host. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're enjoying this spring, moving into summertime. Yeah, you know what? This is a good time of year to kind of reflect about how we started off the year and what our intentions were and what they've evolved to, how we're doing, check in with those things. I just think this is a really good kind of milestone time of the year into first quarter, if you will. And man, if you don't already have some personal development experiences planned for 2023, it's not too late. It really is not too late, right? And so I think that one of the things that really keeps me going is finding personal development opportunities that I can join, participate in, free think, be creative, hear ideas, set my own ideas, all those things, you guys, all those things, so very important. And so I have one for you today. So I'm going to talk with Erickajoy Daniels, or I talk with Erickajoy Daniels, and we tap into something that she is pretty excited to launch. It is a conference that, after hearing her talk, I called it the Unconference, and that's all I'm going to tell you. But it's not too late. If you're looking to stack up your own personal development experiences and you happen to live anywhere near the Midwest, I would say, quite frankly, prices are still cheap enough, gas and otherwise. Get in the car, get on the plane, hop on, hop in, join this opportunity that I believe is going to bless our souls. And yours truly will be there, not only enjoying the experiences, but also hitting the mic. So, all right, that's all from me. Enjoy this conversation with Erickajoy Daniels. You can even hear more on episode 11. Erickajoy Daniels, Uniquely Brilliant, was an all-time fave. So you got options, y'all. Listen to this snack and then get the full meal. Take care. Enjoy. We are going to just jump right in because there is no time to waste. There is something absolutely amazing that's about to happen. Re-me, right?
Yes.
Re-me is about to happen. 2023. This is coming to life, but there's a backstory. So before we talk about Re-me, and I'm sure people are like, what the heck? Re-me? What's she talking about? We're going to go back and we're going to talk a little bit, Erickajoy, about the book that you authored and published, and quite frankly, have been living this community on this basis. So tell us about the book, the beginning, Gate Girls.
This book was my baby that took me so long because I was so fearful to get to a place to not to share my story, but to allow people in so deeply. And just the fear of it's funny, this morning my devotional Chandra was talking about the giants, right? And for me, sometimes my giants are comparison. Sometimes my giants are self-doubt, you know? And I remember forget telling my husband, he's like, why haven't you finished your book? I'm like, what if no one reads it? And his comical self, he's like, no one's reading it now. It's funny, fella.
If you don't put it out there, you're right. No one is reading it.
I love Proverbs 31. I think we all used to and we read it, but I stumbled across this one verse that said, and while her husband's at the gate. And I was like, what's this gate concept? And why is he speaking about her in that place? And I was really just drawn in about what does it mean to be a woman of responsibility? Men have responsibility, women have responsibility. And the gate in the biblical terms was a place of prominence, it was influence, it was decision-making. Like imagine Socrates and Plato sitting at this place where people were just looking at, they're nothing but what we call now thought leadership, right?
Yes.
So there are gates where we sit in our lives, whether it's us, our husbands, our partners, our soon-to-bes, but these gates are places of impact. But it made me think of gated communities. Wow. Where communities that are protected have gates, and people may call them elitist, but they're designated. They're safe places that are created with very intentional, visible boundaries so that the people inside of it feel secure. Putting all that together after writing the book and talking to women, because I have such a heart and burden for women.
Yes.
I thought about women who are doing their thing and serving at the gate. Where is their gated place to just be themselves? Where's their gated place that's safe and protected? Where if you think about gated communities, they have speed bumps because you should slow down out of
Yeah.
caution. Like I have friends,
I
sisters
love that analogy. Oh my God.
who
Yes.
slow me down when I need to.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about this for a while to get to the place. And that's kind of where the book became that catalyst for me.
Okay, so fast forward, you've now
Mm-hmm.
put this book out there into the world
Yep.
and you've created a social community and
Mm-hmm.
people are resonating and giving you feedback that yes, in fact, this is a community that calls me.
Yeah.
So you sit with this for a little while and then you say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what's next? So what's next?
Yeah, what's next is bringing it together. My long-term heart is to create something that people can model and replicate. It's what I do in work too. I'm a strategist. I love models that are proven. You test them out, you ensure results and impact, and you take to scale, right? I
Yes.
think it's the same thing I want to do for women. I want to create ways where women can connect in very authentic manners, be transparent. Because when we gathered about a year ago with some women, someone came to me and said, "You gave me something that I didn't even know I needed,"
Mhm.
and that just like arrested my heart. That the things we go through and deal with and we feel often are for the sake of helping someone else overcome that, right? And so I felt like just this draw and pull to gather. Let's gather. And let's gather in a way where eventually our gathering becomes like multiplied, right? Just where people are gathering in places, not at events, not dressed up in banquet style, but where couches become safe places to release, right? Where, I had a few friends where I was like, we're going to do a slipper gala. I'm gonna have some fuzzy sock gala. You're gonna come over my house with fuzzy socks, and that's gonna be our tie because we're gonna shine with each other in a different way that doesn't require us running to go get makeovers and hairdos. We're just gonna let down our guard and do that.
All the baubles and all the things, you're just going to sit those to the side and have a
Yes.
place where safe
Yep. To
comfort.
me, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
that's beautiful for women.
Yes.
And so that's my heart. And that even in this gathering coming up, that we're going to do something that someone can say, that was a great experience, but it wasn't just at that place. I can go do that. I can go get 5 more gay girls and we create our own little gated communities, and we
Yes.
start popping up in places where God gets glorified. And then I think communities are changed when you have intact communities like that.
Oh my God. So you said something that, okay, girl, this is so
This
good.
always happens.
This always happens first, and this
Yes.
is so good because a lot of times when we think about events, conferences, we
Mhm.
think about it in the context of showing up and being a part of this big thing.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing you say is there's an intimacy at the core of what you're designing that says you may come with your gated community,
Yeah.
you may come seeking community, and
Yeah.
it's okay that you're drawn to one versus another.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the point of the matter is finding that place where there's commonality, common language,
Yeah.
common experience,
Yeah.
and not forcing anything else. Because a lot of times I think big conferences sort of wash over. We want to make everybody leave here, jumping and screaming and all the things. You're
Right.
saying come and find your community and get what you need and keep it after you
Keep
leave.
it. Yes. Yes. And even as you say that, Sean, there's something that I was up at 3 a.m. this morning because I was like, where are we going with this and what are we doing? And something you just said kind of gave me just a heart hug
Mm.
because I feel that those who will be here will almost become the catalyst
Yes.
for the communities to multiply. I think it's going to be very determined of who's there as, people call them the early adopters, right? Or the launchers. But
Yes.
I think that there's something that how can we agitate in a good way?
Yes.
Something where there's a spark that happens that doesn't get let out just because we leave that address that day.
Amen. I
You
love
know, that the people are coming in, and they may not come with the fire because sometimes we're exhausted, right?
it.
My hope is can we rekindle each other,
Yes.
trim each other's wicks a little bit so that we
Yes.
can be lit again.
Yeah.
And then we go in these places wherever we're going to. and really have that for each other.
I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial, but I'm going to just say it because I'm
Okay.
Chandra and I'm just going to do the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, can you see someone coming, knowing that before they got there, they had community.
Mm-hmm.
They had their community, their gated community,
Mm-hmm.
but they get there
Mm-hmm.
and they feel that their eyes are open to new possibilities and
Mm-hmm.
new ideas,
Mm-hmm.
new connections,
Yeah.
and they start doing what we naturally do of kind of saying, "Well, hang on, this isn't the type of stuff me and my community talk about."
Right.
And you see people releasing maybe unhealthy bonds.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
don't
hang in there.
know. Hmm?
So without you even knowing, that's part of, without letting it go, that's part of my heart's intention for Friday night.
Wow.
Even getting to the place, I don't even know if you've just realized you've said about 4 Re's. The whole concept of the re-me is reframe, rebuild, release, redesign, reimagine.
Wow.
And I know that I'm hoping that women come with their own re, that even I have, like, I can't wait to get impacted myself,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
just feel like if we can lay all our cards on the table,
Mhm.
there's something different for all of us. And
So this conference, this re-me, and I don't even want to call it conference because I promise you,
uh-huh.
in my mind, that word is not doing justice the experience that you envision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I almost think it's the unconference, right?
Ooh, I
It's
love that.
yeah, it really is because it's
Yes.
not because you're talking about something that transcends showing up and transcends leaving. So to
Yeah.
me, it's the unconference. But man, when you talk about this, where do you see this going? Is this a one and done? Are you gonna just let it flow and tell you what it becomes? Answer that. And then I want to hear, how do people that won't be able to show up, and we'll give all the details for those who
Mm-hmm.
are able to show up. I'm going to tell you this: if you are in the Midwest
Uh-huh.
and you are a car ride away, literally a car ride away, and I'm talking, it's feasible to do a weekend trip on a 6 hour drive, for real, for real. It might not be feasible to get a plane flight, but it's for real easy to get a. If you are in a drivable distance in the Midwest, I'm going to say you are in a blessed community because you have the ability to actually drive and show up and attend this.
Mm-hmm.
I know as much as I know, as much as I know from the pit of my belly, that something amazing is
Mm-hmm.
already commissioned to happen here. I already know it.
Wow.
So, yeah. So to tell me what
Oh,
happens after this, and then
yeah.
tell us, then we'll move to the people that can't get there feasibly, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. I definitely, there's some I do know, there's some I don't know, right? I definitely know it can't be one and done. I feel like my heart has been tugged too much. I feel that, interestingly enough, I've had people respond to our social posts and say, "Are you doing it in this city? Are you doing it in this state?" So I feel like some people have already offered or made the ask of what could be next, right? So I think there's a multiplying factor there that's really exciting. So I need your calendar to be available, Chantra. But
Amen. I'm with you, girlfriend.
the what I do hear and feel very burdened to do is to have the spark happen afterwards.
Yeah.
So the close of on Saturday, we are going to give people tools and suggestions on how do you go back now and go build your community.
Right.
You got some start of a blueprint. And here's the thing, and we're not going to let go of each other.
Yeah.
So the communities, as they build after Saturday, will then be charged and supported to how do we stay connected,
Right.
sharing information and insights and inspiration. How that all plays out, which is so odd because I'm such a designer and a type A person. I'm like, Lord, why didn't you give me all the details yet? But I think it's because he's making space for us to do that.
Yes.
I think
Woo!
even the development of this and you and Laura Marshall and Nordia Rose, the formulation, our conversations already up until this point have been what have been adding the spice and the flavor. to what's just going to happen at minimal in those 2 days. And so I think it's addressing the needs. I think if I mapped it all out now, I would not be listening to the needs of the women that are coming.
Right on. Look, well said.
Mm-hmm.
It's no surprise to you and I, and maybe folks that are even, enjoying this conversation right now will hear.
Mm-hmm.
There's a yoke about the season that I know you believe is in play
Yep.
for women, and I believe is in play for women, and it is unscripted, but but it's huge. I don't know if I could count the number of times that I've been in conversation with somebody where they literally said, the emotion that I would describe right now is that I feel like almost pregnant with this brilliant idea, or this brilliant change, or this brilliant new place I'm going to live, or this dot dot dot. I would be beyond, and I already feel I'm wealthy because I am a precious child of the Most High God, right? And that makes me wealthy. But I'm going to say this: I believe if I had a penny for every time I've heard it in this season, oh my gosh!
Right.
So, man, such a season as this for women to really get centered and clear about what is tugging on them.
Yeah.
And how do you make space when there's so much going on around all of us to tap in and hear it, feel it,
Absolutely.
see it.
Absolutely.
That's what I feel like, your vision is bringing forth. It's bringing forth for the place for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know it makes me nervous, but excites me though.
Yes. Well, I think nerves can go away because it's going to be good. So now let's talk about folks who proximity wise won't be able to be at this inaugural moment, but who have a desire and an interest. Is there a email address, an Instagram handle, direct message? How can they say, you know what, flush this out in Milwaukee and then get that puppy ready to come to Houston, or get it ready to come to Israel, or get it ready to come to Nigeria, or get it ready to come to Tokyo? Because we have listeners all over those places.
Wow. So yes, we have our IG handle is Gate Girls Love. Gate GATEGIRLSLOVE, because we got to love on each other. And I would say send the message to say, I want to be a fire starter, because we've been strategizing and packaging, and I think next weekend we get to prove out the results. And I think then it is time for scale. Then we can talk through, like, how do you do that? How do we build what is in a time of, like you said, the unscripted, right? How do we build what's the ambiguous, which can actually be beautifully and innovative, right? We're also going to be sharing things from the unconference. I love that because I've been struggling so much. I keep calling it the weekend, the time, but because you're right, there's no word for it yet.
Yes. So well, we just made it. There you go.
Yep, there you go. I think we're going to be sharing things not from a sake of what people did or saw, experienced, or shared, because we've got to keep the privacy around that. As I say, privacy. I was just talking to somebody from the UK. But we have to keep the privacy around that.
Too. That's hilarious. Global leaders. That's how it is.
Yes, we can't help it, right? We have to keep the privacy around it, but sharing kind of the highlights and what could be. Like that's what I want us to release on the Instagram and Facebook afterwards. But I would then just say definitely stay connected, because I do want to make sure we're increasing the language, the words, our posting, so that it's of affirmation. I want our platforms to not be like, hey, look at me, but more look at you. I want our platforms to be the non-social media,
Yes.
So I want it to be a place where people can say, that's something that I could, it's almost like going to a good restaurant, serves good meat, right? Yes. Like I know that that's the place I can go for clean, unadulterated, transparent truth that'll inspire me. And if we can start doing that on the platforms and show people what platforms could be as
Yes.
far as integrity and inspiration. And then we end up having the catalyst. Then we just work on the logistics, you know.
All right. Well, look, I think that there you have it, right? So here's an opportunity to be a part of something that I believe is going to be game changing when it comes to experiences where women come together. I would say that everyone's welcome, right? Just got to be
Absolutely.
a woman.
Yep.
We're not,
Absolutely.
we're not, we're not saying we're not being inclusive, but we are
Yep.
saying
We're
that
just
this
being
this
targeted.
one
We're just
right
being
here, huh?
intentional.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right then, my dear. Well, I'm looking forward to being
Thank
there.
you.
It is in Milwaukee, April 28th
Yep.
and 29th.
Ninth. Yep.
And I believe it kicks off at 4 or so in the afternoon
About
on
5. Yep. On Friday night. Yep.
5 on Friday night. And
Yep.
then it goes until about 3 or so in the
Yep.
afternoon on
On
Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
And it's taking place at the most beautiful location.
Yeah.
You've even made that creative and inviting, as it's a farm, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So go to Gate Girls Love on
Mhm.
Instagram,
Mhm.
gategirls.com,
On Facebook. Hmm.
Gate Girls
Yep.
Love on Facebook. And then what about website as well?
GateGirlsLove.com.
GateGirlsLove.com. Okay, so there are 3 ways to get the deets. If you follow and Proven Not Perfect, the deets will be posted there too. Yeah, I think you got it all. And there's going to be so much more to come. There's some big stuff happening here, y'all. And I'm so privileged to be a part of this movement because I just feel the blessings even before, right? Even before. So thank you, EJ,
Thank
for
you, my
being so
sister.
bold and so beautiful.
Absolutely.
We love you and we appreciate you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye.